deep inside the piney woods of northeast Texas. You are listening to Talk of the Night. And now, your host, Paranormal Phil. Good evening, good morning, wherever you may be around the world. I am Paranormal Phil, deep in the piney woods of northeast Texas, home of the woolly booger Bigfoot. And tonight we got Friday night open discussion, open lines where you, the viewers, listeners, can call in, share your stories, experiences, or ask any of the questions about any of the topics that the show covers. Also tonight we got the first night of the Dark Side giveaway where one lucky winner is going to win a mystery prize. Only I know what the prize is for tonight. But we'll open that mystery door. The first mystery door will reveal the prize. The second mystery door will reveal the code word that you're going to have to enter in the chat to win. And then 10 minutes before the show ends, we'll have all the names compiled in the chat, from the chat, and put them on a spinning wheel, and whoever wins that prize for tonight. But it's at random times, so you're going to have to tune in for the whole show to actually win. So, again, tonight is Friday night, open discussion, open lines, but we also got a main topic of discussion for tonight's show, and that is, can dreams predict the future? So, tonight we're going to delve into the dream realm and ask the question, can our dreams predict the future? We'll also get into dream meanings and what they mean for you. We'll even talk about deja vu a little bit. So the main question is, can dreams predict the future? While there is no hard proof from science that dreams can predict the future, what our dreams are showing us, if they come true, is coincidence. And I forgot to pull that up over on that side too. Shit. I'm gonna have to pull that up real quick, but anyways, I forgot to pull up my dream that I had, and that way I could see it and read it, but I forgot to put it up on that side. But that's okay, unless she wants to move it over there when we get to it. But anyways, give me a second to do that. But right now, if you guys got any, it's going to be hard for me to read that. I'll pull it up here. No worries. But if you guys got any questions or stories, experiences that you want to share with the Talking Tonight viewers, feel free to call in. We have Zoom. Just let my producer know in the chat that you want to come on and join the discussion. So let me pull up this real quick. Again, like I said, it's one thing I forgot to do. But at least I know things are working. Post from me, and she's got the sneezes. Alright, so I got the dream pulled up just in case. But anyways, let's get back to the dreams. Like I said, there's no hard proof from science that dreams can predict the future. What our dreams are showing us, if they come true, is coincidence, memory tricks, small clues we notice while we're awake. Now, that doesn't mean that they can't predict the future. That's just what science says about it. So what are those type of dreams called? They're called precognitive dreams. Let's take a look at this website. They'll explain it more. So if you look at the website, you got precognitive dreams, and we're going to scroll down, key takeaways, and you went a little too far. Precognitive dreams are dreams that appear to predict the future, but there are currently no scientific evidence that dreams can reliably foresee the future. People, I'm just looking to make sure nobody's put anything in the chat. People may dream as predicted due to factors like coincidence, select memory. We talked about all that. And dreams often reflect thoughts, emotions, concerns, experiences from waking life, which could be the thing. So let's scroll down a little more. Because most humans dream for at least 2 hours a night, it's no surprise that we might have a few vivid dreams or unsettling dreams in our life. You may even be among the 17.8 to 38% of people who have experienced at least one precognitive dream, which I have, but thankfully it did come true. Below are some examples, and we're going to get into that. Scroll a little more down. What is a precognitive dream? Precognitive dreams are seemingly predict the future. They must meet several criteria to be classified as precognitive. You must record or tell others about your dream before the dream scenario is fulfilled in real life, which, since the dream that I had several years back, it's been over 10 years, I think. Since it's never happened, I am telling you now, so it's on record. If it does happen, this is the dream I had. The dream must have significant numbers of unique details so that it is unlikely to be fulfilled by chance. Any dream that is self-fulfilling prophecy or that could be influenced by existing knowledge are not premonition dreams. And dream telepathy or communication with others via dreams cannot influence the premonition dream. So, scroll down just a little bit. I think that's all I want to talk about. I'll let everybody read the rest of that. And of course, a link will be in the description. So, now that we've talked about that, now a precognitive dream could be also called a veridical premonition. And I wanted to make sure I got that word right. When verified by real-world events. Now we're going to look at some of those type of dreams a little later, but first there are some related terms when describing a precognitive dream or premonition. Those are premonitory dreams, a dream that gives you a warning or feeling about the future, often generalized as a dream that comes true. Veridical dream, a dream that contains truthful or accurate information about an external event happening elsewhere in the future. And then there is the prophetic dream. Prophetic dream. I probably messed that word up. But anyways, a term often used historically or religiously for a dream that foretells a future event. Let's break each one of those down. First is premonitory dream. Let's watch this video here in a second that might explain them a little, with a little help from science trying to explain it. Let's play that video.
Dreams, a theater of the mind, sometimes offer more than just a nightly spectacle. Have you ever wondered about premonitory dreams? Visions of the future woven into the fabric of our sleep. Some people swear by their prophetic potential, recounting tales where a dream predicted an event down to the last detail. But what does science say? Psychologists suggest these experiences may be due to confirmation bias. We remember the dreams that seem to predict reality and forget the ones that don't. Yet the mystery remains. Could there be a grain of truth in the tales of premonitory dreams? Is it possible that our subconscious mind taps into a realm beyond our comprehension? Welcome to the exploration of the unknown. Dive deeper into the mysteries of the mind, subscribe to our channel, embrace the unexpected, and maybe, just...
Okay, I'll let you subscribe if you want, but I just played the video to give you an example. Next is a veridical dream. And as I stated when talking about this type of dream, it contains information that is truthful or accurate of an event happening elsewhere or in the future. these are more related to vivid dreams, and I'm sure everybody's had quite a few vivid dreams where they felt like they're in the dream. Now, this video might explain vivid dreams. Let's play that video.
Dreams are extremely vivid, full storylines, deep emotion, even physical sensations? Yes, and it's more significant than you think. First, vivid dreams often mean you're emotionally in tune. Your brain is processing feelings on a deeper level. If you feel fear, joy, pain, or even physical sensations in dreams, your mind and body are strongly connected even in sleep. Second, you likely have a creative or highly active inner world. Detailed plots and cinematic dreams, that's your subconscious storytelling to help you work through stress, decisions, or unresolved emotions. Vivid dreams can also surface during emotional transitions, stress, growth, relationship shifts. Your brain uses sleep to detox what you didn't fully process during the day. And in some spiritual perspectives, vivid dreams are messages your intuition speaking clearly. So ask yourself, what emotion keeps repeating in your dreams? If your dreams feel intense and meaningful, don't ignore them. Subscribe.
Okay, so as you heard there, don't ignore dreams if you think that it might be trying to tell you something. Now, in that video, it mentioned that they could be seeing a message of our intuition is trying to send us while we sleep. If those messages lead to an event that comes true, it could be a premonition. And lastly is the prophetic dream. I almost messed that up. These are more related to historical or go back to biblical times, to ancient prophets, but can still happen in these times, these days. This video here can help explain prophetic dreams. Let's play that video.
Can you actually dream the future? This question has existed for thousands of years. Ancient civilizations believed dreams were messages from gods. Some even used dream and events before they happened: accidents, deaths, meetings. Science calls most of these coincidence plus memory distortion. Because here's the truth. We forget the thousands of dreams that don't come true. We remember the one that does. Spiritually, some believe dreams exist outside linear time. Psychologically, they're simulations of possible futures. Are prophetic dreams real? Maybe not supernatural, but your brain predicting outcomes? That's very real. Follow for more dream.
Alright, so now oftentimes, and more times than not, science explains them nothing more than confirmation bias. You can vividly remember one time a dream matched reality and forget thousands of dreams that meant nothing. Then there's unconscious forecasting. The brain processing subtle clues while you are awake, putting them together while you sleep to predict an outcome. And then, of course, we heard about coincidence. Of course, I don't believe in coincidence. I believe everything happens for a reason. But anyways, this is what science says. Given the millions of dreams people have every night, random matches with real life are bound to happen. So experts often attribute them to common psychological factors. There are things in this world that science has yet to explain or can't explain. Doesn't mean that it's not real. It's all up to interpretation. Now, let's see this video that might help understand precognitions. Let's play that video.
And just a regular dream. For a dream to count as precognitive, or precog for short, it needs to have the following. First, your dream needs to have a ton of significant and unique details of an event. So for instance, the dream might have specific colors of someone's clothing, or a particular phrase that someone says.
Open your eyes.
But the idea here is that it must be specific.
Open your...
Then you have to record or tell someone about the dream prior to it actually happening, because duh, it won't count if you tell someone after it happens. So how can dreams predict the future? Well, we don't have a ton of scientific evidence to prove it or replicate it, but there have been some famous examples of people actually predicting the future in their dreams. Perhaps one of the most well-known examples of this is the Lincoln assassination. As the story goes, Abraham Lincoln once dreamed of people crying. As he went to check it out, he found himself in the East Wing of the White House, surrounded by people mourning. What they were mourning was an assassinated president. As Lincoln later recounted this dream to one of his close friends, he was apparently quite frightened. Though the president who'd been assassinated in the dream wasn't specifically Lincoln, Lincoln did have this dream just days before he was killed. No cap. Another example occurred in the South Wales village of Aberfan in 1966. A 10-year-old girl in the town reported to her mother that she had a dream where her school was, quote, no longer there, and that it had been covered by something black. A day or two later, some waste from a coal mine slid down into the village of Aberfan. The surge of the landslide wiped out a school, killing the girl and nearly 150 children and teachers. In the weeks after the tragedy, a researcher named John Barker visited Aberfan. It turns out 76 other people had similar premonitions of this landslide in town. So apparently, this town was filled with a bunch of psychics. In the years that followed the landslide, Barker kept in touch with two people from Aberfan who would regularly report dreams that would later come true. One of the residents, named Kathleen Middleton, frequently dreamt of the assassination of Robert F. Kennedy. In fact, Kathleen would regularly report her dreams to a newspaper column called the Premonitions Bureau. And the night before RFK was killed, she called the Premonitions Bureau 3 times to warn of something ominous. 3 times. So, are precog dreams real? Well, at this time, science cannot confirm if dreams can predict the future. We can chalk many of these up to just coincidences, to subconscious connections, or something called selective recall. Regardless of how we explain them, these events are certainly curious. Have you ever had a precognitive dream? Or if you think you've had one, tell us now. And hey, dreams are a wild ride, so click this video.
And of course, I want to know if you've had a precognitive dream. Let me know down in the comments down below. But whether you're listening live or listening to the recording. But anyways, in that video, there was the Lincoln assassination. He talked about seeing a president dying, but there wasn't specific details whether it was him or not. He did not see like his face because he might have prevented it. And it's kind of almost like the time travel thing where they say if you go back in time, don't interact with yourself or don't touch something, you might cause a slip in the time stream or timeline. Well, kind of the same with the dream thing. It might be the same way. Who knows? And of course, with the landslide, maybe with that many people seeing the landslide coming, could they have been seeing the premonition in their dreams? Possible. Or could they have been seeing the dream, or could have seen things getting ready to happen like that, seeing it in the normal waking life? Quite possible there too. Now, next we are going to look at some examples of dreams that we talked about and people explain what they felt and saw. This is not what science says, but what people have had these dreams and felt. Now, this video shows a lady explaining a premonition she had of a terrorist attack that happened. Let's play that video.
Premonitions in my life, no joke. The last one I had was in 2015, and it was serious. I had a very disturbing dream about something very bad that made the news. I was so disturbed by my dream. Woke up my husband Al, and I told him about my dream. Then late that night, we saw on TV The incident that I told him I dreamt about had happened, and it was all over world TV. I couldn't believe it. I've not talked about the premonition I had. Maybe the last time we talked about it was 8 years ago. It's not something we really bring up. I'm going to go ask him if he remembers about this and what details he remembers. Niece, do you remember? It's 10 years ago. We haven't discussed it in a long, long time. You remember I had a bad dream, and I woke up in the morning. I told you about it. Just tell me what you remember happening.
That you had a dream.
I was upset, and I said, I have to tell you about this terrible dream because it was very vivid. And I don't normally tell you my dreams, right?
Only if I'm in it doing something bad, like infidelity or something.
Stop.
And you blame me the next day as if I actually did it.
Like, you cheated on me in my dream. Is that true? Did I do that?
Yeah.
I do?
Yes.
Well, that I don't remember. But I do remember this. I woke up, I was upset, and what did I say?
You said something about terrorists went into a restaurant or a bar or something and shot the people. Attack. Terrorist attack.
They used, remember, that was so wild, is I called them terrorists. I didn't say someone came into a restaurant to rob the place, right? I said they came into a restaurant to shoot. They were terrorists, right? And it was very disturbing. Then that night, there was that horrible terrorist attack. It was November 2015. It was probably not even 24 hours later. I couldn't believe that it happened. And I remember saying to you, like, if I told you right now, I dreamt this, you'd be like, oh, okay. But the fact that I had told you specifically,
Yeah, and then something actually happened.
and we're blown away.
Yeah.
It's called like precognition or ESP or premonition.
The incident, was it Paris or something?
It was Paris, and they 3 different restaurants, and then they went. There was about 100 people died. So I googled it, and I'm like, when was the last restaurant kind of attack? Like, I mean, maybe it made national, but I didn't hear about it. So I looked up. So now it's going back like years, like to one I actually had heard about. It wasn't like, oh, these are going on all the time. Of course, you're gonna have a dream about that. It's wild. Listen, we have no reason to lie. I've been on TikTok 3 years. I never said anything like this before. I had 2 premonitions in my life.
Okay, so as you heard there, she had a premonition dream about the Paris attacks. And she told her husband, and then she saw it later that evening on the news. Now, the prize. Sorry, I just mentioned something to my producer because in a moment we are going to open the first mystery door. But anyway, she was talking about the Paris attack. And of course, she told somebody about her dream, so therefore it was a premonition. Now, whether she's telling the truth or not, I can't tell you. I mean, I have no reason to doubt her, but again, anybody can make up anything. So it's up to you to make up your mind what you believe. Of course, I want to know what you think down in the comments down below. Now, like I said, at random points in the show, we are going to open 2 mystery doors. The first one is the prize door. So let's open that prize door and see what you got to show it. It should be showing on the thing. I forgot it's not up there. And there is the prize for tonight. So if you enter, wait for the code word to come up. The code word will come up the same way, and it will show you what the code word is that you're going to have to enter. But tonight's prize is, let me get the book here. Lithomancy, the psychic art of reading stones, by my first guest on the show when I came back, Gary Wimmer. So if you want to win that book, tune in, stay tuned in, because the code word will be coming up in a little bit here. So, now that we got the prize out of the way, here's another one. Wasn't an event like the first one, but it came true according to the person. Now, before I play this video, I have to say this. I have no way of either confirming nor denying that these videos are factual or not. So in this video, this kid had a dream of a woman looking down at him, and he said it happened the way he saw it in the dream. The weird thing is, and we'll play the video and let you hear for you. Play the video and let you hear for yourself. Let's play that video.
Unexplained Stories from the Internet, Part 2.
When I was 15, I had a dream that I was looking up through the inside of a car and a woman walked past, stopped to look down at me, and gave me a smile. I moved countries to go to college and study mechanical engineering. In my second year, when I was 17, I was tasked with stripping a Mini for parts, and after tipping it onto its roof, I looked up and there was the exact same woman, who happened to be in my class, from my dream 2 years ago, smiling down at me. Later that month, we were having lunch when she mentioned that when she looked down at me, she had the weirdest feeling. I told her about my dream and it turned out she had the same dream but from her angle.
Unexplained Story.
Alright, so as you could hear in that video, she had the same dream, but from her perspective. Could that be deja vu? Well, possibly, but we'll talk about that later in the video. Next, I want to show you some people that have had some vivid dreams. This next video is a woman recounting her dream of a truck driver. Now, whether she knows this guy or not, I'm not sure, but this vivid dream had me basically, the dream he had basically saved his life. I messed up my words there, but basically it saved this truck driver's life. So let's play that video.
Have you ever had a premonition dream where you had this dream that was so vivid and so real that you woke up shaken, and then a few days later, exactly what happened in that dream happened to you in real life? This is exactly what happened to Corey. Corey is a truck driver. He always had the habit of never wearing his seatbelt because he just felt like it was uncomfortable. Especially being a truck driver, you're on the road for a really long time and it was just constantly digging into the side of him. So he just never really cared for it. One night he has this very vivid dream of him driving down the highway when out of nowhere he loses control and he slams right into a pole. He slams into the pole so hard that his body literally catapults out of the truck into like the sidewalk and he is unalived immediately. In the dream, he can see himself hovering over his body. He can see cars stopping on the side of the road. He can see people getting out and screaming and yelling and calling for the cops and calling for the paramedics. He can see this whole scene unfolding while his lifeless body is laying on the road. After that, he was so shaken by the dream that he decided that no matter how uncomfortable the seatbelt was, he was going to wear it no matter what. Just a few days later, Corey is going down the highway doing his regular route when he loses control of the car and slams straight into a pole. The only difference is that since he was wearing his seatbelt, even though like the truck was completely messed up in the front, his body stayed in the car, which saved his life. So if you ever have one of those dreams where it just feels way too real, I would definitely pay attention to it. Like, a lot of times it's literally your guides and your angels protecting you by putting things in your head to make sure that you're aware and you're living life and you're not making the same mistake. Have you ever had a premonition dream where...
There you heard that he had a dream that he was going to crash into a pole, and whether it might have been him that he saw, I think she mentioned that it was him that he saw. So he changed the outcome of his timeline. Now, whether that messed with the other timelines, I don't know. That's another show for another day, which we do have a time travel show coming up in the future. Now, there are some famous people that have had veridical dreams. Mark Twain being one of them. This video will explain that vivid dream that Mark Twain had. Let's play it.
Twain believed in telepathy, and the reason he did is so spooky. When he was 23, he was working on this steamboat called the Pennsylvania, and he hooked his little brother up with a job on the same boat. One night, the Pennsylvania docked in St. Louis, so Mark went to stay at his sister's house, who lived pretty close. And that night, he had a really vivid dream. He walked into his sister's sitting room and saw his brother in a steel coffin, a bouquet of white flowers and one red flower sitting on his chest. His dream was so vivid that he woke up the next day assuming it was real. He was so sad about his brother's death that he didn't even go to see the body. He went for a walk instead. About halfway through the walk, he realized he was dreaming. Him and his brother get back on the Pennsylvania, and Mark, or Samuel for you nerds, gets into a fight with a pilot on the ship. Apparently the guy was kind of a sack of garbage, so the captain decided he was going to replace him. Mark volunteered to follow behind on another ship just to kind of keep everything calm on the Pennsylvania. While Mark is trailing behind on a different boat. The boilers on the Pennsylvania explode and kill about 250 people. Henry got blown into the river, but he didn't die right away. He swam back to the ship to rescue some other people, but he inhaled a lot of smoke. Mark looked after him for a while, but eventually he did die. Mark was exhausted, so he went to stay at somebody's house for a while. When he went back to his brother, he was in a steel coffin with exactly the same bouquet that he'd seen in his dreams laying on his chest. Give me a like and a follow and a repost and all that.
Alright, so as you heard there, that was Mark Twain's vivid premonition dream. Another famous person is Abraham Lincoln that had a vivid dream, and this is that story. Let's play that video.
In Lincoln's chilling dream of his own death. Just days before his death, Lincoln had a terrifying dream. He told his wife and friends that he saw himself walking through the White House, hearing sobs of mourners. As he reached the East Room, he saw a coffin guarded by soldiers. Curious, he asked, "Who has died?" A soldier replied, "The President." In the dream, Lincoln looked at the lifeless body, only to realize it was himself. A few days later, on April 14th, 1865, John Wilkes Booth assassinated him at Ford's Theater. Some believe it was just a coincidence, but others think Lincoln had a vision of his fate.
Alright, so there you heard his dream and everything like that. Now, in who knows, maybe in a few moments we're going to have the code word revealed. But before we get to that, lastly, I want to cover prophetic dreams. Prophetic dreams. Now, in the ancient times, people believed that the gods spoke through dreams. During the time of ancient Egyptians, seen messages or as they saw these dreams as messages or prophecies. This short video should explain that. Let's play that video.
Dreams were seen as significant messages or prophecies from the gods. They were believed to be divine communications that needed careful interpretation, often by priests or trained dream interpreters. Dream interpretation was a highly respected profession, and these interpreters would use various reference works such as the Dream Book, a papyrus document dating back to the New Kingdom period from 1550 to 1070 BC, which listed common dream themes and their interpretations. In ancient Egypt, dreams were seen as...
So, as you heard there, as in ancient Egypt, they believed there were messages or prophecies. And as in Egypt, also biblical times, prophets saw things and believed they were messages from God. This video talks about some biblical figures that had these dreams. If you follow the Bible, you know that all the prophets had messages. Were they dreams? Were they words from Jesus or God? Who knows? But this is what this video has to say about it. Let's play that video.
In the biblical world, dreams served as a profound bridge between earth and the divine, shaping destinies and civilizations. These prophetic visions often carried messages from God, guiding individuals and entire nations. Consider Joseph, the dreamer who rose from slavery to become a powerful Egyptian official, interpreting dreams that foretold 7 years of abundance followed by famine, saving countless lives. Or Daniel, whose dream analyses influenced foreign kings and altered empires. These dreams were more than mere sleep-induced fantasies. They were a divine communication channel. Across the ages, they provided foresight and purpose, offering a glimpse into God's plan and ensuring adherence to His will. Through dreams, biblical figures navigated through obstacles, war, and peace, leaving enduring legacies shaped by their celestial foresight.
Alright, so as you heard there, that's what biblical figures had dreams about and visions of, and they believed they were prophecies from God. So, before we move on, it's that random period of time. Like I said, I'll just decide whenever I want to show these. But next, we're going to reveal the code word. And before we reveal it, I want to mention, as soon as you see the code word, pop it in the chat. And if you get the code word in the chat, you're entered to win. There is no purchase necessary or anything like that. You get a chance to win that book. So, let's reveal that code word. Alright, and there's the code word for you. So if you pop it in the chat, go to the chat right now. If you missed it, I'm sorry. If you go on YouTube, which it is on YouTube, the whole show's on YouTube. You can it's got a DVR feature, so you can kind of go back and look at the word, but get it in the chat, because in the last 10 minutes of the show, we're going to try and give away that book. And next week might be a shirt, it might be something else, it might be another book, who knows. But tonight's prize is Lithomancy, the psychic art of reading stone. So if you saw the code word, enter it in the chat and let me know. I'm trying to give these stuff away. I'm trying to give you, the listeners, viewers, a chance to win prizes. So, and it doesn't cost you a dime. So now, before we move on, I want to tell you about a dream I had several years back that has yet to pass, thankfully. Whether it'll come true or not, quite possibly could, but I'll get into that. Now, whether it will happen or not, I'm not sure. That is yet to be seen. This dream, and you don't have to have it up on that screen. I can see it over here. This dream is about an earthquake on the New Madrid Fault. And when I had this dream, I was still living in Southern California, where I was born and raised. Now, of course, I'm now living in much closer to that fault line, and that one is overdue, just like the San Andreas fault line in California is. Anyways, this is what I saw in that dream. And of course, I blacked out my last name for privacy reasons, unless you already know me. So let me show you this image right here. Alright, so this was in 2012, before the whole end of the Mayan calendar thing. So it kind of gives you the idea. Now, I talked about in a previous show about timelines and everything like that, with CERN and everything like that. Could we have gone down a different timeline and this happened in that timeline and not this new timeline? Who knows? But anyway, so it says, so I took a nap earlier today and had a dream, which I was thinking it was more of a vision than a dream. But anyways, what I saw was a map from the USGS website. If you've ever seen the maps on earthquakes, you know what I'm talking about. And there was a large block, the midsection of the country around Missouri. Now, if anyone has looked at the USGS website before and looked at the earthquake map, they notice different size squares for each earthquake. Well, that's what I saw, and one that could have been for an 8.0 or greater size quake in the area of the New Madrid fault line, mainly around St. Louis area. So my question, and this is the question I had back then, is, has anyone had a similar dream or vision of such? Now, this question is mainly, well, I left it up to my friends who are psychic, if they've had any thoughts on it. But again, that was the dream I had. Now, we do know the Madrid fault line is well overdue. So, and I am living a lot closer, so it could impact here. But that was a vision that I had. Now, again, could we be on a different timeline and maybe it's not going to happen now, or maybe it will happen? You never know. Now, I'm not going to show you the comments, but for that post, but one person did comment on it and said she had a similar vision like that 6 months prior. Of course, this was all back in, like I said, June of 2012. We know what was going down in December of that year, and I believe could have changed us into a parallel universe or alternate timeline. If you want to hear about that, check out the show I did on parallel universes about 3 weeks ago. Now, I did mention deja vu earlier, and I want to talk about that and their connection to dreams. Let's take a look at a website that asks questions. Is deja vu experience of remembering forgotten dreams? Let's check out that website. And it's going to take a minute to pull up that website. No, you're on the previous one that you just...
You had to do something else. Sorry. Didn't change. Sorry.
All right. So, is deja vu the experience of remembering forgotten dreams? Because the dreamer, and it says, because the dreamers I've met often ask about deja vu experience, I thought I would briefly share my current thoughts on the connection between remembering dreams and deja vu. In short, I believe dreams play a significant role in our experience of deja vu. In fact, it may be that unremembered dreams are one of the leading causes of experiences of deja vu. One conventional explanation for deja vu from neuroscience is that the neural misfiring or memory process error. This conclusion assumes that the deja vu feeling, the memory, is the error. What if deja vu is not an error, but rather than an unrecognized super process feat of memory? And again, I'll leave all the comments down in the description for you to check out. And again, if you want to win that book, make sure that you go back and pop it in the chat, pop it in the code word. We got about 7 minutes before, around 7 minutes before we start giving away. So, have you had a deja vu or a premonition? I would love to hear about it in the comments. Now, if you want to know what your dreams might mean, because I do believe they have meaning, I recommend going to dreamdictionary.com, which, again, I'll leave in the description, which we're going to show right here. So that is the website, and we're not going to scroll down or anything like that, because we're going to go to different sections, but you can type in your dream. You don't have to type in that. That's the next website. But you can type in like large earthquake or whatever, and it'll bring it up for you. So, now if you want to know what your dream might mean, let's see. Let's go through the site and say about dreams that we talked about in the show. Starting out, I'm going to show you what it says about large earthquake, which my dream was about. And, of course, you see it right there. Tidal waves. It breaks it down into different things. Tidal wave dreams, warning dreams, dreams of natural disaster and what happened there.
I have no idea.
And then, of course, it's dreams that start with L, but we're not going to get down that far. But if you want to check out what your dreams, if you or read about large earthquakes, click on the link in the description. Next is the terrorist attack that was talked about by that one lady that had a dream about the terrorist attack in Paris. Now, for this one, it didn't have much, and I had to scroll through the T dreams to find it, what it says about this, but here's what it says. To see a terrorist in your dream might be connected to pent-up anger and explosive emotions in your environment. The misunderstood aspect that is really to blow things up if it demands are not met. Alternatively, most terrorist dreams are related to fear related to these occurrences. Again, that's what the Dream Dictionary says about it. Okay, thanks. But anyways, getting on here, and why is my thing going haywire? Because I lost my spot here. Let's get into the last dream that we're going to talk about on Dream Dictionary, and that is dreams dealing with death. This is what the site has to say about those type of dreams. Now, two things in life are certain: death and taxes. We all heard that. But why is it millions of people a month search the web to find out why they are dying in their dreams? Believe it or not, dying in dreams actually is not has nothing to do with you dying, but rather related to abrupt endings, transformations, or rebirth in your life. Your unconscious speaks to you in a metaphoric language, using the theme dying as something that used to be that is no longer. And of course, I'll let you read more on death dreams by clicking on the link in the description. Again, we got about 3 minutes before we try to give away that prize.
Question. If we don't get anybody for the wheel on the live, can they still enter it in the chat? If they hear it through maybe a live through audio, and if you come over and put the code word, or and then we
I guess we could. I guess we could do that, but only up until next Friday.
Okay, when we do a new one.
So here, I'm making this rule up right now. If you're listening where it's not live and you haven't put in the code word, which I haven't seen nobody put in the code word yet, and Shannon, no, you're not entered to win. Jamie's not entered to win. I'm definitely not entered to win. We can't win. But if you want to win and you're not listening live, you can maybe tuning in later on the recorded show or on the audio only version. You can come back to this video here, put in the code word, and it's only good till next Friday, because I'm trying to build up listeners by doing this giveaway. So that's what I'm trying to do here, trying to give away some prizes. And again, like I said, the prizes could be books, it could be t-shirts, it could be other Talking Night merch. Who knows? Hey, I might give a personal guest spot to you on a Friday night for about 10 minutes. Who knows what I'll give away on the prize mystery door, the dark side giveaway. But anyway, so if you had a dream that you think might have been a premonition, I would love to hear about it again, and about put it down in the comments down below. Okay, just want to make sure that's what. So let's get to the contest. Again, we don't have nobody that popped in the code word. So I'm going to give it a second here. We're going to give it 1 minute. And again, if you are listening to the show, whether it's live or not, share it with your friends. Tell your friends about it. If your friends have an interest in the paranormal or dreams or cryptozoology or ufology or conspiracies, even alternative hell technology. Let them know that the show is on Wednesday nights and Friday nights. Wednesday nights, we got some great guests. Next Wednesday, I'll mention it here in a moment, but we got a guest that I've had on the show prior to taking the 4-year hiatus. So if you want to put the code word in, I'll give you a second to scroll back on the thing to get the code word. I'm not going to tell you because then you could just, I'm making you work for it anyways. So if you haven't already typed in the code word in the chat, do it now and we'll try to give away the thing. If not, like I said, and the price is not going to roll over till next week. You got till Friday to put the code word in this chat or in the comments of this video or even the recorded video that will be up on the Talking Tonight website after I've had a chance to edit everything. And I'll try to get that done tonight. So that's it for tonight. So what do we have coming up next week? Like I said, next week we got Sylvia Schultz, and she's going to be talking about gone on vacation, visiting different haunted locations around the country. She's a guest that I've had on the show prior. Like 4 years ago, I had her on. 4 or 5 years ago, somewhere around there. She's a great guest, so tune in for that show. And then next Friday, we're going to have an interesting Friday night topic, asking what if questions. What if this happened? Or what if we are on a different timeline? Or what if the sun exploded? Different what if questions. That's what we got coming up next Friday. And if you want to know what we got coming up in the future, go to September's schedule is out now. Go to the top of the website over podcast, hover over it, and hit the drop down menu. You'll see upcoming shows. That's where you can find different shows that are coming up, and it'll show you September's guest list down the line. But we're going to leave that a mystery, so let's not let them look for it themselves on that. So, we got about 7 minutes left of the show. Again, like I said, for the contest, since nobody entered the code word in, we're going to give you a chance to do it, but only till Friday of next week, or Thursday of next week, not Friday, because Friday it's going to be a whole new show. So Thursday of next week, you must enter into this chat or the recorded version or wherever you're hearing the show. Well, no, I don't want to do it that way because then I have to look at everything. So, and of course the audio, you're not seeing the code word. And I didn't mention the code word on the thing.
They can come back to...
But they can come back to this video, at this video or the recorded one, and find the thing and put it in this chat or the recorded video on the Talking Tonight YouTube channel, and put it in the chat, in the comments. Let me know the premonition, and by Thursday and next Friday at the start of the show, if we got code words in there, I will do the wheel spin for that prize. So we are almost out of here, but please welcome Talking Tonight's new sponsor. Well, this is like the third week, but they are a sponsor of the show. Or, well, kind of a sponsor. It's kind of collab, but they do help promote the show. The Haunted You podcast. If Halloween is your thing and you're a home haunter in need of some tricks to add to that extra scare to your home haunt this year, Check out the Haunting You podcast by going to talkingthenight.com and clicking on the Haunting You podcast logo to take you to their site. Now, if you are enjoying Talking the Night, why not take a place of the show with you? Visit talkingthenight.com, click on more, or hover over more, and then click on Talking the Night merch store for t-shirts, coffee mugs, ball caps, and new merchandise will be coming out September 1st. So look for that. Your support helps keep the conversation going. And if you want to put your business out in front of a passionate late night audience, then Talking Tonight is now welcoming advertisers and sponsors. You can be a sponsor like Haunting You Podcast, or you can advertise and hit your advertisement over the air as me telling the listening audience or viewing audience, whether you're listening to it in audio only or on the video. So reach out to reach listeners in the topics discussed on the show. Visit talkingtonight.com to learn more, or contact us today at talkingtonight@outlook.com. Grow your business with Talking Tonight. So until next week, next Wednesday night, when I welcome my guest, Sylvia Schultz, as we talk about Gone on Vacation, different hauntings around the country. I shall see you on the dark side. Good night from Talking Tonight.